research program is one of the components of the newly established Canadian AI Safety Institute. And it is really important to think about it as part of sort of the Pan-Canadian AI strategy, which already had sort of as one of its goals to advance socially responsible AI. And so what our aim here is really to foster greater trust from Canadians in AI systems, and to also increase the education and the confidence of Canadians in the responsible use of AI. And this really is sort of establishes sort of two main goals. When it comes to maintaining trust of the public in the AI technology, we have to understand there are many applications of AI, and in many cases, they can help individuals or organizations to be more effective, right? So we've all started using AI to draft emails. We know AI can be used to make healthcare systems more efficient. These are two examples. But at the same time, we want to make sure we can enjoy these potential benefits while managing the risks. And so that is a big key objective for CAISI, is to identify these risks and evaluate methods for mitigating them.
What we want to achieve here is really to build a high caliber research program and a research community around AI safety in Canada. And we want to do this by working with obviously established researchers in the field, but also emerging ones, including building a student community that will eventually take the lead as well. And I think more broadly, it's kind of the latest chapter, the latest commitment of Canadian towards the development of a strong AI research community. So we've been very good at doing that. We want to push further in that research agenda, I would say. But also it's part of our commitment towards responsible AI, which is the signature of the Canadian AI ecosystem, not only nationally, but also at an international level. Dissemination is something that is really important for the research community and certainly for the research program more broadly. And Nicolas emphasized the role of education. It's kind of at the heart of what we want to do here. So in our research program and the different grants that we are going to launch, and the one that we already did with the Catalyst grant, there's a strong focus on impact.
Another contribution beyond sort of the material, sort of the papers themselves, the research papers, is of course the talent that is going to be trained through the research program, and that's going to be extremely important, and it's going to flow back to the Canadian economy, but also to the government, and give it the resources to work on this question. I think if you look at, again, the broader picture, the CAISI is building on the strength of the Pan-Canadian AI strategy, and in particular the three national AI institutes, so these three institutes have teams that are dedicated to engaging with the industry. And I think we're going to be able to build on on that existing expertise to make sure that both the research results translate to industry, but also the research questions and priorities that we select are sort of relevant to what is happening in the industry. What I would love to see is that we achieve a state where essentially the general public understands the capabilities of AI systems much better, understands to some extent how these systems operate, and what they can bring to them in terms of sort of positive and sort of the benefits to the society. And in order to achieve that, I think we need to essentially streamline the collaborations across sort of, you mentioned academia, industry, and so on.
I think for me, what's important is to really create this high caliber and robust research community around AI safety, and not only prepare for what we know but what we don't know, but also work with the researcher we have, but build the next generation of researchers. So that's, for me, it's fundamental to make sure that we anticipate the future, and we are ready with our research community that is growing, is really ready to tackle this challenge.
Canada has been one of the, or I think the first country of AI strategy. And so we really want to benefit from all these investments we've made as a country in this technology. And so I think of AI safety as an enabler of this innovation.